Graphing a parabola in the form of ax squared plus c, there may be a coefficient in front of your x squared, but here, this is going to shift my graph up 2. Normally it'd be at 0, 0, but it's going to go up 2 places. I know that because of the shift on my graph. What they're going to do on here is basically, because you don't have a horizontal shift, you just have the vertical shift, they're going to have you use the points -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Because normally the vertex of your parabola, y equals x squared, is right here at 0, 0. So just centering it around the middle. So they're just going to have you plug the numbers in and solve. -2 squared is 4, 4 plus 2 is 6. -1 squared is 1, 1 plus 2 is 3. 0 squared is 0, 0 plus 2 is 2. 1 squared is 1, 1 plus 2 is 3. And 2 squared is 4, 4 plus 2 is 6. If I have a parabola, those match up, and that's in the middle because it has to look like that U shape. So I'm just going to plot my points. -2, 6, -1, 3, 0, 2, 1, 3, and 2, 6. And when you hit the graph button, it'll connect the dots and draw your parabola so it looks something sort of like that. So the vertex should be where that shift is at +2. Since my coefficient for my x squared is positive, my parabola is going to go upwards. If it were negative, it would reflect it against the y-axis and would end up being down here. So number 11, now we threw a coefficient in front of my x squared. This one is going to shift down to -1. I can see that because there's a -1 on the end. But again, they're just going to have you make a table and plot points. -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. And doesn't matter if you want to start with the 2 or the -2, whichever way. But if I do that, -2 squared is a +4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 minus 1 is 7. -1 squared is a +1. 1 times 2 is 2, and 2 minus 1 is 1. 0 squared is 0. 0 times 2 is still 0. 0 minus 1, -1, where my vertex is. 1 squared is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. 2 squared is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 minus 1 is 7. So I've got my points. I can plot my points. -2 up 7, -1 is up 1, 0 is down at -1, 1 is at 1, and 2 is at 7. And so again, I can see that my vertex is down there at -1, and my parabola is going upwards since my coefficient was a +2. And number 12, same kind of thing. If I make my table, -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2, plug my numbers in. Now make sure you do the exponent first and then apply the negative. So -2 squared is 4, but there's a negative in front, so I get -4. -4 plus 2 is -2. -1 squared is +1, but then I have to apply the negative, so -1 plus 2, +1. 0 squared is 0. You really don't have a -0. 0 plus 2 is going to give me 2. 1 squared is 1, but I've got the negative, so -1 plus 2 is 1. 2 squared is 4, but I have the negative, so -4 plus 2, -2. So -2, -2, -1, +1, 0, 2, +1, +1, and +2, -2. And then, of course, I can draw my parabola. Again, this one, my y-intercept is at +2. It has a negative coefficient, so my parabola is going upside down.